There we go.
Hello.
All right. Good morning.
Morning, Lee. How you doing this morning?
Good. Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm glad we're together. Let's read on some of this good stuff.
All right.
Where are we?
I wish I could tell you we're about two-thirds to three-quarters of the way through, and we're just where we were yesterday with the law of
We'll
relationship.
probably come up with a title in a few moments or two.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
The law of relationships is the logical culmination of the first three laws I discussed. The law of God states, to give is to receive. The law of seeing states, you will look upon what you feel within. The law of perception warns that when you condemn, you're made prisoner, but when you forgive, you're set free. Since your world is one of individuated perception, why not rewrite the egos you've created for everything that populates your world based on these three laws? Change your egoic purpose for why this fear-based world exists. People are not here to earn the things they need to make them happy. Rather, all people are voluntarily here to learn to control their fears. You are ultimately here to demonstrate unconditional love in a world of seeming hate and fear. When one's purpose is to control fear, the question each experience asks is how you intend to reduce fear. Fear must be addressed on your own mind before you can help others do the same. You can rewrite egos for all with a sense of compassion because you have personally experienced what it feels like to live in fear. You can also rewrite a new ego for yourself with self-compassion and respect. You are an adventurous aspect of the consciousness that desires to demonstrate the principles that you are choosing to guide your life in specific circumstances.
I really like that, the way he put those words together. Beautiful.
When you understand the big picture, it's easy to rewrite egos for all that support this journey of fearless awakening. Remember the big picture concepts, and you will have compassion for all, no matter what the conditions. Each is on their own perfect path to fearless awakening. Each is given all the time they need, and all will arrive safely. There's no rush. When you realize this fact, you no longer have to force others to be on your path. Like Mary, the colorblind expert on redness, each need their own personal learning experiences. When you understand that everyone is eventually going to get to San Francisco, you no longer need to make them wrong if they first desire to take a side trip to visit the Grand Canyon.
That's
Each
also
is
a brilliant statement. And it's so easy to remember that. It's a really great visual.
Yeah, they need to learn their own way.
Mm-hmm.
And we help them along when we can.
Yep.
But generally, specifically with adults, we try and stay the heck out of people's way most of the time because each is the most loving they can be at this moment. Everybody's trying to minimize their fear, and each is on their own path. So each may have limited coping strategies that are currently available to them to reduce fear. Oh, that's true. You can keep that in mind, that they may not have the coping strategies that you do. Don't be mad at them if they can't handle it. I'm saying this for myself. They're utilizing the strategy that will provide the greatest reduction in their fear level that they have at their hands. This means that where you would walk away, they may choose to kick the dog. Oh, that's a tough one.
Uh-huh.
So true.
Sure.
You would act exactly like them if you were in their shoes. People often say, if I were you, I would have done this. But if you were them, you would have done this. You would have had the same beliefs and therefore would have reacted the same way. Oh my God, so right. Tom nailed it again.
Yep.
Oh, it's so true. If I were you, I would have done it this way. No, if you were me, you would have done the exact same thing.
That's right.
This is a lesson we need to fully grasp before we attempt to judge anyone. People are always acting rationally based on their limited current sets of beliefs for reducing fear. Oh, yeah, baby, do it. Good one. This will circumvent our constant judgment of people based on lack of information. Rather than enter into the blame, shame, and guilt game, apply discernment to the experience. Observational learning can take place without you having to kick the dog.
Wouldn't that be nice if no one kicked any more dogs?
Damn right.
Be a better world.
Mm-mm. Just because you or another cannot perform at some predetermined level today does not mean that the individual, quick note here, predetermined.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just because you or another cannot perform at some predetermined level today does not mean that the individual is a bad person. It means that additional skills are required or the plan needs modification. Got to steer that ship, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Today, you may have reacted by kicking the dog, but that does not mean that tomorrow you'll have to. Tomorrow, you're a more experienced person.
You don't have to kick the dog tomorrow.
That's right. Don't wallow in the blame, shame, and guilt game. And another one of those doubles.
Yeah.
It's that one, right?
Yep.
I don't know if I can highlight a single period.
It's not easy.
Hey, I did it.
All right. Very good.
Thanks. Adopt the attitude of continuous learner. Oh, I love that. I want to be a continuous learner.
Yeah. If we keep reading in the morning just the way we are, or something similar, it might have to morph into something else, but that assures us that every morning we are starting on the right path that's in front of us. There are always several paths each morning, but if we start by learning, then we're getting into the right mode, and we will be open to that experience all the more so.
Exactly. That's right. Today, I'm a more experienced person. I'm not going to wallow in the blame, shame, and guilt game. I'm adopting an attitude of continuous learner. Progress comes from looking at what you could be, not by looking at what is. You're actively growing into what you are to become. You must see it in your imagination before you can do it in space-time. I want to do it in space-time.
Do it.
In this fear-based world, the question is always, how can I reduce fear? You always must control your own fear before you can assist another in controlling theirs. Put on your own face mask before you do put on the face mask for the kids.
That's right.
Because of this, you may not be in a position today to help another in a given situation. If you are in a burning building, you may choose to run instead of helping another escape. Rather than condemn yourself, you simply learn something about yourself. With that new information, a different response may be possible someday.
Yep.
Good stuff. There are no victims or victimizers. We are all willing volunteers, all here to gain the personal learning experiences that this fear-based world provides. You don't have to blame yourself or others for the type of personal experiences each chooses on their path. Thank you, Tom.
I wonder if the word victimizers, it probably fits best just the way he's got it.
I agree.
But victimizer is really kind of a half-baked word. And usually they talk about perpetrator, which doesn't work as well as victimizers in this case, because he's really showing, both sides of the same coin.
Yep. He has to say black and white rather than black and underwater. It's got to be the same. Having the same root helps us.
Same
right.
metaphor. Yeah, you're right. And this works. I
black
wish there
and
was
white
another
versus
one.
apples and oranges. And so you have to say black and white or apples and oranges. You can't say black and oranges.
No, that doesn't work.
Who ever heard of a white apple? Okay.
Well, that's on Halloween you have black and orange, but other than that,
Okay, good point. Very good point. I hear orange is the new black. Learning is a process, and often baby steps are required.
Wait a minute, what did you just say?
I said orange is the new black.
That's perfect. I thought that's what you said. That was terrific.
We went from black and white to apples and oranges.
I love
learning is a process, and often baby steps are required. Each experience gives us the opportunity to explore your feelings and ask, what can I do to reduce fear? What would unconditional love have me do? That's the question. That's the question that gets you into the God consciousness. What would unconditional love have me do?
Yep.
What can I do to reduce the fear of those around me and those that I would love to learn from and to and blah, blah, blah. Okay, go ahead.
It's all good.
Yes. When you reinterpret your world based on the above big picture concepts, you can rewrite an ego for all with compassion. Each is allowed to be on their own perfect path. You grant each the power to be unlimited, and by that giving, you reclaim your own unlimitedness. Get it right there. I don't want that.
Every time I touch my screen, I keep messing this thing up. I have to rearrange it. I need to stop touching it. That's what I need to do.
That's what you need to do. Stop touching it.
Yeah, I know.
Being unlimited is the ability to experience limitation without losing your inner peace, because you are actually living authentically with the principles that you declare to represent your true self-identity. Nothing can rob you of inner peace that true self-identity brings. Your true self-identity is unconditional love. Being unlimited allows you to rewrite egos that grant all the freedom to find their own perfect path. When you are being unlimited, you realize that nothing outside of you can rob you of your inner peace, because you are not your body. Since nothing sources your experiences but yourself, you can be authentic with your true identity. You can drop fear-based give-to-get mentality and adopt a mindset that only asks, what love would have me do? I love that.
I'm working right now with a client. And of course, I'm trained as an architect, and I've been practicing architecture for 40-something years. And this particular client I've worked with before, and one of the things that keeps him coming back to me is that he's always wanted to design buildings. But he's not an architect, he's a very good builder, but he has a really good eye, and he knows how to use the computer to do drafting. And I thought, on the previous job, why not let him do some of the designing? I mean, what difference does it make to me? If my ego was shouting at the time, I would have said, hey, I'm the architect. Don't try and, get in my way, buddy. Instead, I allowed him. I mean, I said, sure. In fact, it was easier on me because he actually got what he really wanted, whereas I might have only been guessing in the first place.
Sure.
So it turns out that he, since then, has been extremely generous with me. I've allowed him to continue to design. It's definitely a win-win situation because I didn't have an ego invested in proving what a great architect I am.
Wonderful.
And he got to experience something that gave him great joy. So in this sense, it really was what Tom is talking about here. It's
Nice.
unconditional love for letting him do what gave him great pleasure, and it turned out to be great for me as well.
Awesome.
Yep. I'm still reaping the benefit of that unconditional love.
Well, that's what I want to do today too. And I guess with that, I hope you have a wonderful day.
Okay.
Okay.
I know you'll have a wonderful day, and we'll get on with it. Love you. Bye.
Bye, Papa.